Hello once again YouTube, Kerber here, and today I'm going to do a review of the Razer Nabu X. It's right here on my wrist. Now, first things first, before I get started, I'm going to have to put a disclaimer that I am extremely Razer biased. I bought everything Razer, Razer mouse, keyboard, headphone, everything. Anything that there is that's Razer besides the mic, I bought because I loved Razer. But that kind of changed once I ran into the smartwatch. So before I get too far into this review, I'm going to give my first impressions. When I first received it, I was pretty excited. You know, I came home, it was like a box, I was about the size. I'm like, okay, it's the Razer Nabu X, because I pre-ordered it back January, and I've owned about 4 since then, and I'll get to that later. And basically, the packaging is incredible. Pretty much any Razer product is going to have decent or absolutely amazing packaging. As you know, even one of their mice actually come in like a plastic trophy case, which is their flagship mouse, and I don't even know if they make that anymore. But it is extremely well packaged. It pretty much gives you everything you need on the box. It gives you everything in the package, comes with the charging cable, and it pretty much gives you everything you need. And when you take it out, it has kind of a rubberized, powdered rubber feel. I thought that would kind of wear away because it felt like it was still factory fresh. It was, I don't know, it's hard to say, but it felt like, and it still feels like that, but it felt like it was kind of powdered almost. Later found out that that's actually how they made the rubber or the silicone or whatever the hell it's called around the smartwatch. And another big misunderstanding, and when I first bought it, I thought that you'd be able to do so much more with it. You have to understand, this is more of a Fitbit than a smartwatch. Smartwatches have screens, they do all this other kind of stuff, they allow you to interact between your phone and the watch, and it gives you stuff because it's smart. Well, interaction is, there's an app, you know, it doesn't come with, but there are apps out there for the Razer Nabu X to connect to Android 4.3 or higher, or all the iPhones, really. I think iOS 6 or higher. And it's pretty limited. It basically says notifications on or off, battery life, reset. That's all. I mean, you can say, like, okay, notifications red, LED, phone calls blue. I mean, there's almost no customization. So first, let's get to the pros, because the smartwatch, for the price, is absolutely incredible. So there are a few big things about this smartwatch, if you want to call it, that really stand out. One size fits all. It's a nice small, it's not thick, you know, it's a pretty small design. It pops out of the case like this, so that if you need to wash this but not this, you know, that's pretty easy to do, and you can flip it. Just, I mean, LED colors don't change which way you put it, so shouldn't be an issue. And I think the major thing about the smart band is it's cheap. I mean, Razer did a buy 2 for $40 thing for a couple weeks. I mean, they are so cheap. I mean, they're pumping them out there, and I think they're trying to get into the wearable tech. And while it was in development, the Fitbit came out, which honestly very largely resembles this, or vice versa. So they decided they wanted to push them out there to get their name out in the wearable kind of field, so that they can tinker before they release the main Nabu, which they're starting. You can pre-order it now. So hopefully another review on that in the future. But another big pro, the battery life. Now, many smart devices, smartphones, computers, laptops, other smartwatches, what happens is they say, oh, 5-day battery life. And they do have a 5-day battery life in the factory or in the lab, where all they do is just kind of charge it full, you know, set it there, wait till it dies, when they don't actually do anything with it. But what I found is Razer gives this a 6 to 7 day battery life. It's honestly, I got 9 out of 1. I don't know how, but I do get 6 to 7 pretty easily. Another thing that's great about the smartwatch is that when it does die, it takes maybe 15-20 minutes for it to go from 0 to 100. I mean, it is ridiculously fast for charging. And one of the biggest things for me, honestly, at the top of it, is if you own a Razer keyboard that has a USB on the side of it like I do, you can actually, for once in your entire life of owning that keyboard, use the USB, because the cord that comes with it is pretty short. I mean, you can't do too much with this, and they probably did this on purpose, to be completely honest with you, but you can actually utilize that USB port for something besides like USB flash drives. So on the topic of the charging cable, let's get to the cons. So, as I said earlier in the video, I have gone through about 4 of these smart bands. I own 2 right now. And you might be saying, why'd you go through 4? Well, 2 out of the 4, and this one has that same problem. There's 2 pins. It's not a micro or mini USB. It's like Razer's own fancy fast charge system. So I'm gonna see if it'll grab this. Will it? You're gonna get that? Huh? Well, you can kind of see it there. There's only 1 prong sticking up, and there should be 2. And this one, since I have 2, has 2 prongs that are up. You can see that, yeah. Well, it has 2. As you can see, oop, there it goes. Yeah, it has 2. So it has 2 prongs, and they're spring-loaded, so, you know, obviously it's just a small mechanical fail. But that's happened with 2 of the ones that they've sent me. And one of them was the pre-ordered one, the first one that I got. So that was extremely disappointing. They were pretty quick at getting back to me on replacing it. And they actually sent me 2 by accident. I'm not going to comment too much on that. But it is an inconvenience that since they are unique cables to Razer, that if it does break for that, I mean, if they made it, instead of that special cable, made it, I don't know, mini USB, you know, some type of USB-C or, you know, whatever, it would be so much easier to fix the issue, because you most likely have a whole bunch of mini or micro or whatever type of USB lying around your house, because that's the standard. And that also comes to another thing. The software for the band on iPhone and Android is very, very lacking. When I got mine, they were promising all these fitness apps and all of this and all that, and it can do this and that and this. It is so inaccurate in terms of, like, tracking how far you run, you know, how many steps you have, that it's shocking. It'll say, like, it's a Tuesday, and let's say you walked, but you kept the app open in the background, because apparently you're not supposed to do that, but if you keep the Razer Fitness app open in the background on your phone, it won't log your, and you check it the next day, it won't log your steps for yesterday. On yesterday, it'll log it for today. So if you check it in the morning, or before you go out for a run in the morning, it'll set it to that day, which to me makes no sense, because you walked it yesterday. So that, to me, shows that Razer didn't put enough time into the software for the band. Also, with the design of the band, I have almost lost these numerous times, because if it gets caught on something, this clasp is pretty easy to, like, if you're just walking along and it snags on something, it comes undone pretty easy. And you won't notice it, really, because it sits so light on the wrist, because it's so weightless, and the texture of it kind of makes it feel like air, which is good, but it's also its downfall, because I have, luckily in my own home, so I just have to kind of look around where I was that day, have lost these. I'm like, wait, it's not on my wrist anymore, and I have to go look for it. And that's kind of an inconvenience. When you put it on, it's like a snappy clasp, but once it comes into, you know, real world environments, it does kind of lack in the, I don't know, security feature. But all in all, to me, it's worth the money. And a couple reasons why. All of the pros, basically. The cons aren't too picky. Now, it is good at giving you notifications. If something comes up on your phone, someone's calling you, it'll tell you. And I've used that many times when I'm in the classroom. If it's a text, I know to look at it or not to look at it. Or if it's a notification or an email, I know to not look at it or to look at it, type of situation. That comes to the main competitor, which is the Fitbit, which I believe is selling for about $79 right now. This is selling for $40 on the Razer website, and I'm pretty sure you can find it cheaper on Amazon or whatnot. But the price for what the product is excellent. It's, if you're kind of wondering if you want to use a smart band for fitness or whatever, this is a perfect entry-level fitness band. I wouldn't really call it anything else, but if you just want something to say, hey, I have a smart band, get the Razer, because it is incredible. All you have to do is hope that you don't get a faulty one with the faulty cable. And if your cables are broken like mine, just email Razer. They'll probably send you a new one within the week, because they're pretty fast at responding to stuff, which is another good thing about Razer. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. And by the way, I'm giving this away. The one that's on my wrist. I just put it on my wrist. I haven't had it for a couple months. I have another one. But this is being given away. So all you have to do to be entered into this is subscribe, leave a comment, and like. Each one of those will enter you into the raffle. And especially, and I will only give it away if I get 500 views on this video. So it is $40, but if you don't want to spend the $40, especially when there's an opportunity for it to be free. It comes with a sticker and everything. I'm not jipping you of a sticker, because I know people do that, because the sticker is quite nice. But if you want to try and win a Razer Nabu X smart band, I believe, I don't remember which one this is. This may be one of the closed beta ones. So I think the serial numbers or something are special with them, if people start collecting them or whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, rate, if that's even a thing anymore. And I'll see you later.